Pain, you make me a believer, believer. Pain, you break me down, you build me up, believer, believer. Pain, I'll let the bullets fly, I'll let them rain.
Hello everybody and welcome to my review of the 2017 Murder on the Orient Express, directed by and starring Kenneth Brannagh, based on the Agatha Christie novel. So, Murder on the Orient Express. This story has been done and redone to death countless times. However, this is the latest film version. I must confess, never seen any versions of this before. So this is my first glimpse into the story, so in this review I'm not going to be comparing it to any previous version because I just haven't seen any previous version. So, yeah, that's it. Like me, if you're unfamiliar with this story, we'll just briefly go over the plot of this film. Okay, so basically, all these people gather together on a train called the Orient Express, and then one of them is murdered. Hence the title, Murder on the Orient Express. And then famous detective Hercule Poirot, I can't speak, Poirot, has to unravel the mystery as to who actually murdered the guy. And it becomes then very much a murder mystery type film with all these characters. And that's really it. And the train is stranded, of course. So he has enough time to do this. So, Murder on the Orient Express, the latest movie. I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was good. I liked it enough. I don't think it's brilliant, but it certainly kept me going. It was an entertaining 2 hours for what it was. I thought that it was a very intriguing mystery. I liked the story. I thought the characters were delightful. I mean, this movie is, let's face it, all about the cast. I mean, they have tried to get every single A-list star that they can. I mean, let's just go over the cast list very briefly. We have Kenneth Brannagh. We have Johnny Depp. We have Daisy Ridley. We have Judi Dench. We have Willem Dafoe. We have Michelle Pfeiffer. We have Jacobi, and the list goes on. Those are like the main players, and Josh Gad as well. Need I say more? There are so many people in this movie. It's unbelievable. I mean, the amount of stars they managed to get for this was incredible, and yeah, I think the movie does tend to rely on that. The fact that it's got this huge A-list cast. In some ways it's good because, you know, it's a lot of famous people and it's quite nice to see them all in this story. But at the same time, you kind of just think, this is a little bit distracting, you know, having all these famous people in one film like this. However, I thought the mystery was well handled. The storytelling was competently done, and I thought Branagh's direction as well as his acting was solid. He plays the role of Poirot good enough. You know, it's good. It's a good portrayal. I don't think it will go down quite as well as David Suchet's portrayal in in the TV show Poirot, which my mum is a huge fan of. I must try and review that show at some point because I bought my mum the box set. And I've seen a couple of things of that on ITV. It was on ITV in the UK, if you're aware of that. So, yeah, I mean, Hercule Poirot, and they tried to give Poirot some more emotional layers in this story, and I didn't really think that worked, to be honest. The idea of him looking at the picture of his lover, I just don't think it works for his character. I mean, if it's part of the original story, fair enough. But if it's just part of this version, I would have said take it out, because it's better that he is also quite a mysterious character. The way he is, his demeanour comes across. Why can't I talk? Comes across as quite mysterious, and he's not at all on the same level as the others. because he's just so in the mindset. He's, you know, he looks at every little detail. He doesn't have time to sit down and cry about his lover. It just doesn't. That just didn't work for me. I mean, the performances are good. I mean, that's really where the movie takes flight, is the acting. Do excuse me, I have a bit of a chesty cough. Daisy Ridley gives a solid performance in this film. She's not in it much, but when she's there, she does do a good job. Same could be said for the rest of them. Derek Jacobi, Judi Dench, Penelope Cruz was another one I didn't mention. All of them, they do absolutely fine. They do absolutely fine. And as somebody who's never seen a version of this story, I couldn't tell where it was going to go, and I thought the mystery could have been very predictable at the end. But luckily, the third act was good enough, so I thought, okay, that makes sense, you know. And when the mystery is unravelled, it makes sense, and you understand why people have done what they have done. You understand characters' motivations, and that was good. There was nothing that was left unresolved, and the sort of the reveal of the killer was something I didn't quite expect. So that was well done. I just think that there's a certain edge that this lacks. It doesn't have a edge because there's so many big names in it, and it just kind of, the movie just, from the minute it begins, I mean, the first 10 minutes are utterly irrelevant. Utterly irrelevant. They're just to introduce us to Poirot as a character. You didn't even need the first 10 minutes of this movie. I mean, which was set in Jerusalem. You didn't need that. You could have cut that out. Should have just started with him in Istanbul. You know, you should have just started there, because I think that opening was really tacked on. What was I going to say? Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, the movie throws you straight into it, which I like, and it maintains a constant sort of pace, and the mystery is intriguing, so I was never bored. I was never bored of it, and it's long enough. It's like 2 hours, just under 2 hours long. So I thought, wow, okay, yeah, this is good. I'm enjoying it. I do have to say, though, it's not the best looking film. I think some of the CGI is a real distraction, and just very obvious. I think the movie is a visual mess in places. It's not badly shot. It's not badly done. I mean, some of the way it's shot is interesting, but I just didn't understand why there was a lot of high angle shots. I know it was so we could see kind of the crime scene, but they did it too often for me, and it was distracting. Sometimes it was just odd the way it was edited or cut together, or how much the shots lingered, but mainly the CGI is a big bugbear for me, and the green screen is very obvious. It doesn't look completely rendered. It looks like 80% rendered. It needed to be. I mean, in a day and age when we have visual effects of like Avatar or War for the Planet of the Apes, you know, we're in a day and age where visual effects are much more impressive than this. Not that this is a film that relies on visual effects, but even so, you've got to keep up the standard, and this movie just didn't do that. I thought the script was competently done. It was done well enough, and I could follow it. And all of the characters were certainly intriguing. I don't think it's a film I might go and see it again, because I do have a family member who wants to see it, but after that, I don't think I'll buy it. I don't think I'm that attached to it. I mean, if you like any of these cast members, then you'll certainly enjoy it, because there's a whole range of A-list cast members in here, including the director himself. He's the main part as well, so that's cool. It's a well-produced film. They've definitely constructed it very well, but there's a certain edge it lacks, and an over-reliance on the cast to deliver something special. It's not quite as special as it looked in the trailer. I'll say that. I did like the music score. I thought the music score was very good. The production values just didn't look very good. I thought it looked very cheap, particularly in the CGI side of things. There are some like some establishing shots in CGI mode that just look very fake. So they could have cleaned that up a little bit. But, you know, it's a decent movie. It was fun. You know, I enjoyed the mystery. and I enjoyed the cast, and you know, it was good. It was good enough. I liked it enough. I'll probably watch it one more time, and then, you know, I won't bother anymore. But I am curious to go back and watch the original, and I am curious to go and watch the Poirot TV show that was on ITV. As I said, my mum has the box set, so I'll be watching that. Anyway, so that's it. I'm going to rate Murder on the Orient Express a 7 out of 10.
Pain, you make me a believer, believer. Pain, you break.
Yeah, it was decent. It was decent. So anyway, thank you guys all for watching, and as always, I'm Mr. TARDIS11. See ya.